Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Alright, giving all praises to Yahweh, that's the Heavenly Father's name. Yahweh Shai is his son's name. Shalom, Wabarakim, Labakarim, Yasha'Allah, Washeni Kabad, Gawala Wakab, Sukunim Noah, Waha, Shalayakim Noah, Yasha'Allah Ba'aith. What I just said in the Hebrew was peace and blessings to the elect of Israel, and double honors to our elders and apostles of Israel in these times, okay, known as Great Millstone. Alright. For some reason, this guy and the likes thereof, right along with ISGPK, they refuse to say the names Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Alright, and I have a question for them, and just Christians in general, and people that read the scriptures, who always, and again, this guy, this is supposed to be Israelite, home of the 12 tribes, but for whatever reason, he's got Christ here. Alright, so why does Proverbs say this? Proverbs 30:4. Who hath ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fist? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is his son's name? If thou canst tell. If thou canst tell. So Proverbs is asking us, what is the Lord's name if you can tell? Alright. Exodus 23:13, it says, and in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. Alright, so the Lord set the standard that and told us that we're not even to make mentions of any other names of any other gods. So you have this huge platform, specifically speaking on Bishop Nathaniel. You have this platform in the opening statement. All right. First of all, the name of your organization has Christ in it. That's already against this law here. All right. Now, that makes the Lord jealous. And Proverbs also says this. Why does it say this in Proverbs? Proverbs 6:34. For jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest him many gifts. So the Lord is jealous. All right, you read through all the scriptures, and I'm going to get some where the Lord just tells you that he's jealous. All right, and Proverbs is asking us, what is his name? Exodus is telling us not to mention any other names, and the Lord is telling you that jealousy is the rage of a man. Now, in this prophecy here, Isaiah 48:11, it says, for my own sake, even for my own sake, will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? All right, how should my name be polluted? Israel united in Christ. For my own sake, even my own sake, will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another. Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel. All right, so who the names belong to Jacob and to the Israelites. It says, my called, I am he, I am the first, I am also the last. My hand hath also laid the foundation of the earth. Now remember, back in Proverbs, it said, who hath gathered the wind? It says, who hath ascended up into heaven or descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fist? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is his son's name, if thou canst tell? And then in Isaiah 48:13, he's saying, my hand also hath laid the foundation of the earth, and my right hand hath spanned the heavens. When I call unto them, they stand up. So we see that this is the Lord. It's clearly the Lord answering this question. But also in Proverbs, it said that he's jealous. And this is the reason why. This is another prophecy, because this is why we focus on the name so much, is mainly because of this prophecy right here. All right, the mountains of Israel are prophesying lies. The mountains of Israel represent the heads, the leaders of our people. All right, and they're polluting the name of the Lord. and in the mainstream. All right, they're polluting the name of the Lord by saying Jesus and Christ and black Hebrew Israelites. All right, things that aren't spiritual at all, don't have anything to do with who we are. All right, now this is Ezekiel 36:1. It says, "Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, Ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord." I'm going to jump down to verse 5. It says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai," that's his name. Yahweh is the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai is the Son. "Surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea." All right, Idumea is a Greek word for Edom. All right, who you know as Jesus Christ today is actually the image of an Edomite. All right, you see this? This is who the mountains of Israel are claiming every time they talk. You see these interviews with ISUPK and the Kemetic community and other people, and they keep saying Christ. They don't say Yahushai, or at least say the Lord, you know? So in Ezekiel 36:5 it says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey." Now when we read down in Ezekiel 36 and verse 22, it says, Therefore say unto the house of Israel," which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, and the tribe of Gad, which are the Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, they knew the name. They were saying the name Yahweh. All right, they knew that the Lord's name, the Great Spirit's name, was Yahweh. It was Esau who beat it out of them. All right, and beat our language out of us. So those Idumeans. That's why this back up in the beginning of this chapter, Ezekiel 36, it says the residue of the heathen. But out of all the residue of the heathen, the Lord makes sure that He mentioned Idumea. All right, why? Because He is the forerunner of just polluting us, you know, and causing our people to cling to this name Christ. All right, which is a bunch of bullshit. All right. Um, yeah, so Ezekiel 36:22, it says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord, therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord power, I do not this for your sakes." All right, because what he's talking about is destroying the heathen. All right, because let's read up a little bit. Ezekiel 36 and 20, it says, "And when they entered unto the heathen, whither they went," this is talking about us, "they profaned my holy name." And that's what's going on right now. The so-called Negroes today, they're calling on Jesus Christ, they're calling on Allah, all these other deities that aren't the names Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. He told us, all right, make no mention of other gods, and that in the fire of his jealousy, all right, he's going to visit our people, and not for his sake, but in Isaiah 48:11 it says, for his name's sake, and that he, in Proverbs, all right, that jealousy is the rage of a man, and that he won't regard any ransom. So the Lord is not going to take any benefits or any gifts to supplement his name. All right, it doesn't work like that. This is Ezekiel 36:20. "And when they entered into the heathen, whither they went, they profaned my holy name, when they said to them, These are the people of the Lord, and are gone forth out of his land." Verse 21, "But I had pity for my holy name." You see that? The Lord is all about the name. See, that's why we stress it so much. The name is all in the scriptures. You can't avoid it. There has to be a doctrine. There has to be something talked about. All right, you are a Hebrew Israelite. You have to identify that you are what? A Hebrew, okay? And that comes with a language. It says, "But I have pity for my holy name," which is the language of the heavens, of the Shemayim. It says, "Which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen whither they went." It says, Therefore say unto the house of Yasha Allah, thus saith the Lord power, Yahala Alahaya, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake. That's why I asked the question for this video is, why does Proverbs say this? It says it because the Lord's is doing it for his, he does everything for his name's sake. All right. They say my word is bond. Well, that's how it is with the Lord's name. All right, He made a sacred covenant with us, and He gave us that name, and He's telling us that, but for His holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whither ye went, it says, I will sanctify, which means to cleanse. I will sanctify my great name. All right, see, His name is great. This name here that the IUIC has on their platform is not great. This got a lot of our people put to death in horrible things under the vibration of Serapis Christus. All right. Ezekiel 36 and 23, it says, I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen. And He's sanctifying it with us. I'm sanctifying the name right now, all right, by purging out the lies and telling you all the truth. All right, and I pray and I know that you're being edified, because that's the point of bringing out the doctrine and teaching the name, about the name. It says, which ye have profaned in the midst of them, and the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, all right, His name again, Yahweh, saith the Lord power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. So again, that's proves that we're sanctifying the names, because He's put the names with us. All right. Yahushua prayed for us and said that I have given them thy name. I have given basically His apostles and the disciples, thy name, declared the faith unto them. All right. And part of the faith is the name. All right. The language, the belief, the understanding. All right. So this is 2 Corinthians. This is Paul even stressing it. All right. Even Paul was stressing it. That's why I asked that question. Why does Proverbs say this? Why does it say this? Why is the Lord asking us, what is His name and what is His Son's name, if you can tell? What is the Lord, a trickster? When you first read it, you're like, what is the Lord talking about? But as we go through this, I'm going to keep showing you why. All right. 2 Corinthians 11 and 1. And the Lord is a trickster. All right. He's the ultimate Yahweh. All right. Through the Spirit. It says, would to the Most High you could bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me. For I am jealous over you with the godly jealousy. Again, in Proverbs, why would the Lord say, for jealousy is the rage of a man? Because it pisses you off. How would you feel if your woman kept calling you the name of another man? All right. Every time you turn around, she's calling you another man. All right. Or wanting you to look like another man, to be like another man, to act like another man, to do things that other men do, and it wants you to answer to that name. You'd be pissed off. You'd be jealous. All right. It says, because for jealousy is the rage of a man. Now, 2 Corinthians 11 and 2, it says, for I am jealous over you with the godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Hamashiach. And you see that? We say Hamashiach because we know that that's not His name. All right, we push the vibration of the truth. That's what it's about. In John, it says that the true worshipers will worship Him in spirit and in truth. This is not in the spirit or in truth. All right, this bug out. Hollywood Nate. 2 Corinthians 11 and 3, it says, but I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach. Why? Because this name is simple. This isn't something complex to understand. It's not hard to understand that the name is Yahweh Shai, and that you can explain it to somebody and prove it at all costs and defend it at all costs. It's easy to replace this in your vocabulary, but for some reason the mountains of Israel refuse to do it, like in Ezekiel. All right, Ezekiel 36 was against guys like Nathaniel 7, ISUPK, and GOCC, and all these other Israelites that believe in Ahia and Yahweh Achad Israelites, them Yisraelites, all right, them soft-ass Yisraelites. All right, this is against them. All right, the Ezekiel 36 and 1. Also, thou son of man, prophesy against the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear ye the word of the Lord, Yahweh. It says, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach. For if he that cometh preacheth another Yahushai, who is that other Yahushai? It's the man that goes under the vibration of what you see right here. All right, Jesus. Because when people hear Jesus, they think of a so-called white man. But really, now we're coming to the times where people hear this, they're thinking of a black man, because it's all in the news now. It says, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit which ye have not received. That's why the Lord asked in Proverbs, what is his name and what is the son's name, if you can tell. Because you got a lot of people saying a lot of different things. All right. Or if ye receive another spirit which ye have not received, or another gospel which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him. Yeah, and you people, you Israelites, specifically, you watch my videos, and you dibbling and dabbling and watching Nathaniel 7, these other groups, and you don't hear Yahweh Shai at least 25 times, or Yahweh at least, a good amount of times, something's wrong, man. All right, you have to, your spiritual radar should go off. Acts 17 and 11, it says, these were more noble than those in Thessalonica. All right, that's talking about us. All right, I boldly declare that. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word of the Lord, the word with all readiness of mind. All right, and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. And what's the one thing that's so? The name. All right, the name. That's what we search. When I first found out the truth, when you find out the truth, you should be able to prove the names, what the names Yahweh and Yahweh Ba'ashim, what Yahweh really. You should be able to prove what Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim, or Kakwadash means. Can't just be saying it. All right, you got to know it. You got to see if those things are so, because you're gonna get questioned. All right, so when you click on, let me go back to this precept, because you have a lot of Israelites that will just call the Lord Jah. All right, like they're King David out here. Fucking wild, man. Excuse my language. It upsets me because David was that close with the Heavenly Father that he called. This is the only place in the scriptures that it says Jah, and Jake run with it like they just best friends with Yahweh by Shemel Shah, and they just call them all. They believe, especially Benjamin, man. Benjamin gonna get wrecked. All right, Benjamin gonna get judged. Heavy mashapati on Benjamin. So in the scriptures it says, "Sing unto the Lord, sing unto the power, sing praises to His name, extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name Jah, and rejoice before him." So when you go into here, remember you have to search the scriptures to see whether this thing is so. Let's click on Jah. We're in a time where the internet is still working. Our EMP hasn't dropped, so there's no excuses. So you have Yah, but let's look at the information on this page. It says the root word etymology contraction for what we have here, the Lord's name, is Yahweh. And I'll scroll down. You can see Jah, Jehovah in shortened form, the proper name of the one true power. All right, they're going off. So when you click on this, the Lord's name, all right, you're going to see it fully, which is his name is Yahweh. But again, we always want to go to the root so you can explain this, all right? Because when you have Yahweh here, it says the existing one. All right, well, let's go deeper. When you go deeper, I'll pull this. Oh, wait, it's here too. You go deeper, you click on Hayah, all right? You click on Hayah, and it says, let me go back to Jah, which is really Yah, all right? There's no J in the Hebrew. This Hayah says to become, to come to pass, exist, happen, all right, to come. And this is what these guys should be saying. This is not hard. You see, we Googled. I just went on Blue Letter. You can go on any concordance, all right, and look up the where it says Lord in all caps and find this, okay? It says Hayah, so you see that. Now let's go to the root, which says Hawa, all right, because his name is not Yahaya, it's Yahweh, all right? Now, when you come down here, what does it say? Esau done changed this thing up so much, Hakim. It says to become, exist, to happen. So these are the two parts of his name. Now when you combine it, all right, let me see if I can play this. This is how and let me tell you this. Let me say this too, because we're not afraid to give double honors and reverence. All right, you got some people out there that act like they learned this thing. The way I'm teaching this is the way I learned it from Elder and Apostle Ramla when I first learned the truth. So I'm gonna show you how he taught me, or us, I should say, when he went into it way back when I first learned the truth. All right. So let's play this. And you can see this is the Lord's name. Listen.
Strong's H3050. Yah. Yah. Strong's H1933.
And you combine it.
Hava. Hava. Strong's H3050. Strong's H, 1933. Hava. Hava.
Now, when you combine those, what do you have? You have Yahweh. Yahweh. That's how we know that the Lord's name is Yahweh. Boom. All right, now let's get Acts 7 and 45. It says, which also our fathers that came after brought in with Yahushua, or Jesus, into possession of the Gentiles, whom the power drave out before the face of our fathers unto the days of David. Now, if you understand Acts 7 and 45, this is talking about Joshua. All right, but it says Jesus. Now again, you got to hit up that, you got to be in that Acts 17 and 11 spirit. You got to search the scriptures daily to see whether those things were so. Now, in other places in the scriptures, you're going to see that the Lord's name, you're going to see Jesus is going to say Yeshai, all right, or Hawashai, all right. But when you look up here in the New Testament in the Hebrew, when you go to Acts, this is Acts 7, this is verse 45. All right, you have wa abawathianawa la kwahadwa wagam ha baya ahawa came in atha hum with wa Yahawashai and Jesus, and which is, and that's what you have, Yah ha wa shai. So that's how we know that the Lord's name is Yahawashai. All right, that's how you prove it. In Acts 7 and 45, what's the difference between this one and all the others? Well, again, you with despiteful minds. All right, where was it at? All right, with despiteful minds, these Idumeans. I'll read this again. Ezekiel 36 and 5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of their heart and with despiteful minds. All right, with despiteful minds, these Edomites did this. They cast it for a prey. So they went through. All right, they went through. They figured out who this was. All right, and they changed it all up. That's why this is in Assyrian. It's not in the Lashwan Kodash. It's not in the ancient text. All right, we have what we have today, but the Lord left this here so that He could restore our faith. All right, but you have guys like this who just don't explain why Proverbs says what it says, and that's why I named this video that. All right, why does Proverbs say this? So I pray and I know you were edified. If the water for the precepts got posted, and it's kind of late here, I'm going to wrap up. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, the water Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh, for giving us the name. I pray that we keep these names until the end and they protect us, you know, because for the Lord's name's sake, He said He would protect us. He said He would come get us and deliver us, and He wouldn't let these 2/3 Israelites keep polluting it, you know. So Barakatah Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh, Shalom to the elect. And double honors to our elders and apostles in these times, known as Great Millstone. In the Hebrew, that would be Gawala Rakab. All right, Shani Kabbalah come. A double honors to you all. I say Shalom.